taking over everything and just leaving everybody with nothing but dirt. Even when Africa, they're going and offering to build certain things, highways, bridges, and stuff like that. And they offering to do something for them as opposed to just doing some trickery and sneaky stuff in order to obtain something from them, right? It seems like that's how China operates. They'll give a little something so they can get something, as opposed to maybe other countries, maybe US, the way we do it, or other countries just kind of come in and we bulldoze and just taking y'all stuff. So I noticed that even like I said with TikTok, you got ByteDance, kind of the company that has CapCut, Lemon8, TikTok. They own those. I don't know if what other companies or what other entities they own and operate. And I noticed from my paying attention to some things going on with Brazil and people that I know, one or two people here and there that I've been listening to when they talk about certain things. Even with TikTok, they making it like they're giving the opportunity for people to make money, but they're also getting money out of it as well. Because if I'm not mistaken, anything that anybody makes on TikTok, any money, I think that a lot of people saying TikTok is at least getting half of that. So a lot of people are having to, it's almost like they still got a slave work even on TikTok, or they got to, and not in the sense of, because it's people in those battles, it's just people giving gifts to the person. And at some point, people have their own group of people. I'll just use it kind of loosely, the word clicks, and they have their little crew. So when that person goes to battle somebody else, that person's crew is going to try to help them win each and every time by giving these gifts. And you got to pay for those. You got to pay for coins in order to use those coins to give the people who are in the battles gifts. For those who know what battles are on TikTok, I'm not gonna go too deep into that. Maybe another time. But you can go on TikTok and just battle people, and if you start building up a following of sorts, there'll be people that will support you, and you actually can get some finances from that. You don't have to do much. What you have to do is be consistent on staying on there. So the slavering part I say about that is not necessarily you doing work like a regular 9 to 5. You're going somewhere, you're clocking in, clocking out, got to do some type of work. Your work is getting on live, being consistent at a certain time, or you set a little pattern on how many times you go live, and you got to do that, because if you don't stay consistent, then your level lowers down, because you start like a D level and you go all the way up to A. So you can start at D, and if you don't stay consistent, you'll be down at D. And or you stay consistent a little bit, you might move up to they got like D5, D4, D3, D2. So it's so many levels in the D level, then the C level, then the B level, and the A level. So they got, I think it's like 4 or 5. So D level, that's the lowest. D5, you at this like the start. And then you can move up to D4 or D3, D2, D1. And then when you get past the D1, you go into the C5s, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the B, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the A, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The A1, some people are in A1 status. That's the highest level. And they got to stay consistent, even with staying in the A1 level and making sure the people are supporting you. But that's doing work. So China has a way of, they got a little slick little system on how they give something and get something back in return. So it don't always look like from by other countries or whatever that they just coming in and bullying and just, I'm gonna take your stuff. But they real slick about it, because they're gonna always get something out of it, either on the front end or the back end.